I knew Greg since he was in the sixth grade. I used to coach, so I coach at the high school now. I used to coach before that at the recreation level. So I had Greg for 3 years because he played with the seventh and eighth grade team because he was too big. There's a weight limit for our league. So he was too big for the sixth grade team, and he was still too big for the seventh and eighth grade team. So he never really played a competitive football game until he got to high school because he was overweight, and there was really no weight that he could lose. He was just 6'4", 6'3" at that time. So he was just a big kid.
I met Greg Anderson in the fall of 2017 when I was his math teacher. He also was one of my class officers because I was in charge of the senior class. And he was just the biggest teddy bear in my classroom. He would just bounce into class. Hey, how you doing? Just the happiest kid around. And I'm like, I really appreciate him. I'm going to really make sure, even though, I don't have favorites, I want to make sure that I want him to know that I really feel special about him because he is that special.
I knew Greg for all 4 years he was here at Beckton. I never had him as a student before. I did watch just about every football game he played in. I did have his sister, who was also very much like Greg. Both of them are just lovely kids. Her sister, Tamay, was in my class. I think that sometimes when you see a really big, fierce football player on the field, you expect them to bring that fierceness and competitiveness into the classrooms, into the hall, but it's into the community. But Greg was just a very kind, caring, very hardworking young man.
When he was younger, I think what I saw in him was, obviously he's a big kid and obviously he's got a chance, but he came to practice every day, 6th and 7th grade year, and never complained, always just helped the team. And he was never going to play on game day because he was just too big. But he would always, come into practice with a smile on his face, and he would just always want to help the team no matter what. He didn't care. He was just like, whatever was for the team. And you saw glimpses of athleticism, that was rare for a kid that big. So, that's really where I saw him, that's where I saw the first glimpse of him being a pretty special football player, but also a player off the field. He was great.
I knew he was super talented in football, and he was just an amazing person. It's just anyone who meets him, just so down to earth, respectful, not entitled. So I knew between his personality and his great football ability that, there would be no question that he was destined to be where he is now.
I actually messaged him the day that he said he was going to go into the draft, which I kind of figured because, he's graduating and, he's going to have a chance because he's big, he's fast, he's physical, he's got all the tools, But I told him, I said, it doesn't matter whether your name is called on that day. All that matters is, when you get your opportunity, to make the most of it. Somebody's going to give you a shot. When you get that opportunity, just make sure you make the most of it. And that was really my message. I said, it doesn't matter if your name's called or not. It's about, what you're going to do after that, because somebody's going to give you a chance.
He was a very smart young man and took his schoolwork very seriously. But one of the characteristics that defined Greg was his intense work ethic. So he really has transformed his body and mind and has taken advantage the last 4 or 5 years to really improving his craft on the field and to really supertone his body into being the player that he is today.
I hope Greg gets everything he worked hard for. I hope he gets everything he wished for. I hope that he gets the opportunity to be in the NFL and have the opportunity to at least, go to an NFL camp and prove himself. Because once he gets there, that's no, not an issue. He'll prove himself. I just hope he gets that opportunity to stand on an NFL field and show what he's made of.
Obviously, it's my greatest hope that he makes it into the league. It is so incredibly competitive. There are outstanding athletes across the entire country. His challenge is that he's playing at a smaller school, which sometimes they don't get as many looks, but obviously they're looking at Greg because of his body of work.
Greg just represents what every teacher, every coach, everyone at Becton would want students to be respectful, to be down to earth, to be so good with his friends. Friends and family mean so much to him, and nothing comes before his friends and family. I mean, yes, football, but above all, like the respect he has for his family and his friends, and just being such an all-around great person, and throwing in his athletic ability. Like, we hope that all students could be like him.
He was a fierce competitor, a good student, and he was kind and gentle to everyone around him. So he really represented the best of student athletes.
Off the field, he's just the nicest kid. You know, you're gonna root for a kid like that because he's just awesome. He's just a great kid.
Follow the course, stay the course. Everything he's done up to this point in his life has led to success. And if this is truly a dream of his, the recipe has worked, which is hard work on his body, his mind, and his heart, and staying the course.
Greg, I have all the confidence in the world in you. I have all the faith in the world for you. I know you can kill it because you have worked so hard. You have worked beyond hard. You deserve every opportunity. And I know between your talent and your faith and your determination, I don't have to wish you anything because you've got it all.